Well, good morning and welcome to week 8. Let's go over our objectives for this week. Summarize key ideas and principles you've gained through the course. Describe how personal disciplines can contribute to success in various areas of your life. Compare and contrast how your assumptions and attitudes have changed throughout this course, and explain what steps might be implemented to affect change in your life to make you more effective. So let's go down and look at our reading. This week we only have one piece of media that we want you to watch, and it's called 7 Habits of Chapter 7, and it's Sharpen the Saw that comes from Covey. So that begins to look at how do you make sure you're always on top of your game. This week we have the discussion board listed at the very top. We want you to be able to look at the discussion board probably before you do anything else, and looking at your assumptions and attitude. And we want you to compare and contrast how you've been, how those assumptions and attitudes have changed throughout the course. Identify specific principles you learned from Courage and Calling, and you can incorporate the Covey video or the York video. I guess it covers Covey's Chapter 7, Sharpening the Saw. How those will help increase your ability to succeed vocationally, academically, and spiritually. So we want you to look at all of that. And how was it before and how is it now? That one's pretty straightforward. Don't forget to respond to at least 2 of your peers when you're done posting your own response to the discussion board. Okay, so now we come to assignment 8-1, the Success Action Plan and Presentation Final Project. So what you have in this one, in lesson 1, what we do is we go over what you should have learned over the last 7 weeks and areas that we try to point you to help you fill out the Success Action Plan. We wanted you to be able to say, as you were going through this, if you got all of these things done as the weeks went by, finishing up the Success Action Plan should be pretty easy for you. What we want you to do is we want you to look at the Success Action Plan. It was done for 2 reasons. One, it gives you an opportunity to communicate and vocalize what you've learned to those who will be supporting you. The presentation will. That's why we're asking you to do a presentation. And 2, it allows those who will be impacted by your educational endeavors to become more involved in actively supporting you in reaching your educational goals. So the Success Action Plan is the document from which you will create a 10 to 15 minute presentation describing what it means to learn online. And you can use the following formats. You can do a PowerPoint or Prezi presentation. You can do a video, just as we're doing here. You can use this very same thing. You can do an audio presentation. I don't care which one you use. Any of them will be fine as long as I can make sure to get access to the presentation and hear you giving the presentation. Okay, so what does your presentation need to include? Your introduction, telling a little bit about yourself and your goals. Each of the 7 sections of these Success Action Plan documents. So you have the educational goals, your personal learning style, technical goals, your personal planning like your time management, your emotional intelligence, and your personal integrity, your academic plan, what your writing skills are, what your library skills are, how you plan to improve them if they need to be improved, your support system, who your people are, how you want them to support you, and your financial plan. That covers the worksheet that you did on the financial plan to help you realize your financial commitment to getting your education. And then an overall summary you should have wrapped up excuse me, you should have a wrap-up or overall summary of no more than 3 minutes or 2 to 3 slides capturing what it means to learn online for you personally, and invite your support people to be part of this. Now, don't forget that they will need to fill out a feedback form. So here's the feedback form. Let's see if we can get it to download for us in a reasonable amount of time. Oh, there it goes. Let me pull this down. And I'm just going to download it. There it is. And I'm going to open it so you can see what it looks like. Okay, here it is, and this is the success action plan that we want your support people to fill out for you as you give the presentation. And it's pretty self-explanatory. It's pretty easy. Let me see, I'll go ahead and open it up. It's pretty easy for them to fill out. You know, does your success action plan presentation contain all of these elements? So that's part of what you're going to do. And then, based on the presentation, you know, we ask them to look at some questions and to be able to fill out the questionnaire that we have. That will be part of what we need for you to turn in. And again, here we have what we want you to do. Submit the following documents. So you're going to have more than one document to submit with this presentation. The success action plan document itself, the presentation itself. If you have used a presentation format that is online, like Prezi, for example, make sure you give me the URL. The 2 SAP support feedback forms, that's the form we just looked at. There should be 2 of them from the 2 people that you've identified earlier that will be part of your support team. And then finally, we want you to write a 1-page written response to the adjustments to your SAP. So, for example, if your support people have given you some feedback that say maybe you need to consider this or another area, we want you to be able to tell us what needs to be adjusted so that you're aware of it and you've written it down. Okay. And then finally, the last thing we want you to do is assignment 8-2, which is the finalization of the ePortfolio. Now, last week you got some feedback from your peers on your ePortfolio. What we want you to do, or hope that you will do, is take that feedback, use it to update or to improve your ePortfolio. And then what we want you to do is to turn it in, the ePortfolio. Send me the link just as you did your peers so that I can have a look at it and make sure that everything has been done. Now, I will look at your peers' feedback. I will base the grade that you will receive also on the feedback from your peers. So be sure to update your ePortfolio. Okay, I think that's it. If you have any questions or concerns, as always, feel free to give me a call. I'll be happy to answer emails or phone calls. Talk to you later. Have a great week. Oh, one last thing. It's really important. I forgot to mention. Please be sure to fill out the evaluation form for the week or for the course. It's been available to you for the past 2 weeks. If you haven't already done it, please do so. Take time to do so this week. Thanks and have a great week.